Hi everyone, in this video we're going to see the latest version of YITH WooCommerce account funds. With this plugin, you can have customers deposit funds into their accounts so they can later exclusively use them to buy products from your shop. You can encourage them to do this and build loyalty by offering a discount for adding and using funds. Before we get into it, let me remind you that we'll list the links to the plugin, documentation, and live demo with access to the admin dashboard below in the description or in the first comment. And now, let's get to it. So with this plugin, customers can have a virtual wallet in my account, deposit funds, and use them to buy products from the shop. They can enter the amount they want to add here, click on Add Funds, and then they'll be redirected to the checkout page where they can make the payment. They can see the available funds here, and the funds history, including the date of each update, the reason, and the amount. Now let's go to the dashboard to see how you can configure the plugin and allow users to deposit funds. Let's go to YITH, Account Funds. So we have this redesigned dashboard with all these tabs and the option to collapse the menu. First, in settings, we can define the default behavior of the plugin. We have charging account settings first, where we can define the minimum deposit amount. In this case, it's $100. Here we can set the maximum deposit amount, which in this case is $500. So this means they'll be able to deposit between $100 and $500. And here we have the amount increments. In this case, it's 5. So they can deposit any amount between $100 and $500 and an increment amount of $5. Let me show you my account. So let's click here to enter the amount. Let's say I want to enter 80. And I get this message saying that the minimum required is $100. If I enter 505, I get the error message saying the maximum is 500. 105 is okay, and if I enter 492 instead of 95, I click on Add Funds and I'll get this error telling me that the two nearest valid values are 490 and 495 because the increment amount is $5. Now let's go back. Okay, so then we have a great option to encourage users to add funds to the account. The option to add a discount when deposited funds. In this case, we have a fixed discount of $10. It can be a fixed or a percentage discount. So for example, customers can get $100 worth of funds, but only pay $90 because of the $10 discount. And here's an option to restrict payment gateways, so you can make sure customers only use specific gateways to charge funds instead of all the gateways you have enabled on your website. For example, I can enter check payment here to make sure they only use this method to add funds. You can add as many payment gateways here as you want, and we can remove all and leave it empty if we want to allow them to add funds with all the payment gateways that are enabled in WooCommerce settings. Then we have the using funds settings. So again, we have a great option to encourage users to add funds to their accounts. We can add a discount when they're using funds. In this case, for example, they get a discount of 5%. It can be a percentage discount or a fixed discount. You can choose to show the discount message in cart, checkout, or both. And you can set the discount message customers will see here. In this case, it's pay using your funds and get a 5% discount in this case, because this is the placeholder for this discount right here. And then we have the discount message background. So let me show you how this works on the front end. Let's go to the shop. Let's add this product to the cart. Let's view cart. And here's a message, pay using your funds and get a 5% discount on this order. So the total is $34.99. Let's proceed to checkout. And funds is added here as a payment gateway. You can just select it. You'll see your available funds. And here you see a message letting you know that you can get the 5% discount. We'll see this in a bit. So as you can see here, it was $34.99, but the discount is applied here. And now it's $33.24. And of course, if you don't want to pay with funds, you can just select another payment gateway here. Let's go back. Then we have an option to enable partial payments. This is in case the available funds are not enough to cover the order total. In that case, they can just use funds to make a partial payment, and they can also use another payment gateway to cover what's left of the order total. And then here we have the message that is shown at checkout when the funds are not enough to cover the order. In this case, we're letting the customer know how much he has left to use. And we're also letting them know they can use another payment gateway to cover the rest. Then we have the funds endpoint. Here we can decide the title of the endpoint that shows the balance, the funds history, and the form to charge the account, the flag, and we can enable the option to show the funds history. And here we can define if we want to show in my account the user balance, the add funds form, and the latest funds history. And here in privacy settings, we have the option to enable GDPR compliance. So customers can choose whether they want to receive funds related emails or not. They'll find the option in my account. Let's save options. Let's go back to my account. So this is the funds endpoint, which you can find right here. And we just enable the options to add to the dashboard, the available funds, the option to deposit funds, and the funds history. Let's go back. And now let's go over to users and funds. Before moving on, let me remind you to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell down below so you know every time we publish a new video. Now, let's continue. Here we can get an overview of all the users' funds. We can see the username and the email, their current balance. We can edit funds here and view history. And here we have a field to filter by customer. So for example, let's add funds for this user. This user currently has $150. So let's change it to $200 and let's add a description here. This is going to be visible for me and for the customer. So we're letting them know that we added $50 extra to their funds for placing a total of 10 orders on the website. Then we have to click on edit funds. And there we go. Now it's 200. And if we click here to view history, we'll see the date when each update happened, the description. In this case, we have the description I just entered. What was the update? In this case, it was $50 extra, and who edited the funds. Let's go back. And if I go to my account, I have $200 now, the date and the reason and the amount. Then in emails, we're going to find the emails that are generated by this plugin. We have top up, which is an email that is sent to customers when their funds fall below a certain threshold. This is to encourage them to add funds to their accounts. We can enable each email here, and we can click here to edit it and even see a preview right here. So this is the email they'll get. Your funds in our shop are draining down. It seems you're going to run out of funds. And they'll see this button to deposit funds. This will direct them to my account to the funds endpoint so they can add funds. You can of course edit the heading, edit the message. Please be aware that you have to use the placeholders right here so you can add the button, the user funds, the customer name, and more. And then in configuration, we're going to be able to set the user funds threshold. So this is the minimum threshold they have to reach. So the plugin sends this email automatically. So for example, when they reach $50, they can receive this email inviting them to add more funds. We have the subject of the email and the email type. And then here we have the customer funds note. This is also sent to customers when the admin changes the amount of the available funds. So for example, I just edited the funds from $150 to $200. This email is sent when this happens. Same here, we have a preview, funds edited by the admin. We have this message as an example, letting the customer know that the admin changed the customer's funds. And we have the reason below. And in configuration, we just have the subject and the email type. Now let's move on to modules, all modules. Here we have the YITH multi-vendor module, which we can only enable if this plugin is also active on the website. So these two plugins are integrated, first to pay vendor commissions as funds into their accounts on the website, and second to allow them to manage and redeem their funds. So they wouldn't just be getting the funds to use on the website, they would also be able to redeem those funds and get them sent to their PayPal account. That's only possible if you also use YITH PayPal payouts. Now in your store tools, we're going to find additional tools to improve user experience, increase conversions, and loyalize customers. The best options are HX Search, so you can add an intelligent search engine to your store so customers can quickly find the products they're looking for, and gift cards, so you can also sell gift cards in your store and get new customers. Then we have the Help tab, where you can find a link to the documentation to learn how the plugin works, a link to the frequently asked questions in case you have any doubts, and a link to submit a ticket in case you need help from our developers. Now we already saw that you can add the endpoint and some options to my account. But you can also use widgets and shortcodes to show the funds option or information on other pages of your website. For the shortcodes, you just simply have to go to Pages. You can create a new one or edit an existing one. In this case, I'm going to head over to the one that's already created with shortcodes. And as you can see here, we have 5 different shortcodes. The Make a Deposit shortcode, the Discount Notice shortcode, the Make a Deposit shortcode small, this is a different size, the User Funds shortcode, and the User History shortcode. You can simply click here to add a shortcode and enter the shortcode, which you will find in the plugin documentation. Let me show you this on the front end. Okay, so here we have the Make a Deposit shortcode. This is the discount notice shortcode, the one we saw in the cart. The make a deposit shortcode small, this is smaller than this. The available funds in case you want to place this all over the store so customers are aware how much they have available to order products. And the user history shortcode, which again you can add anywhere on your site. Let's go back, and then for the widgets, you simply have to go to Appearance, Widgets, select the area where you want to add the widget. For example, let's do header widget area. You can click here, and if you enter funds, you're going to find these two widgets: YITH account funds, make a deposit, and YITH account funds, view user funds. So let's say I add this one, and let's update. Now let's go to the site, and there we go. I have the available funds right here, and that's it. That's how easy it is to configure the plugin and allow your customers to deposit funds into their accounts so they can use them to buy products from your shop. Okay, so that's how you can configure and use the plugin. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up, and we'll meet again for our next video.